Have you ever wondered how the world can change in just a blink of an eye? Suddenly, what seemed like an ordinary day in December 2019 marked the beginning of an era that would reshape our global society. In the bustling city of Wuhan, China, doctors began to report cases of a mysterious illness. The virus, later named COVID-19, was unlike anything medical professionals had encountered before. As weeks turned into months, the virus crossed borders with astonishing speed, touching every continent except Antarctica. Governments worldwide were caught off guard, and by March 2020, the World Health Organization had no choice but to declare it a global pandemic. Airports shut down, businesses closed, and bustling cities transformed into ghost towns overnight. Families and friends were separated, not by choice but by necessity, in an effort to halt the relentless spread of the virus. And just like that, a new era had begun, with streets emptied and cities paused. Imagine every bustling city you know, now silent and almost deserted. Streets that once thrummed with the daily rhythms of commuters, students and tourists stood eerily quiet. As the world grappled with the spread of a novel virus, nations across the globe declared lockdowns. Schools shut their doors, transitioning to digital classrooms that challenged both students and teachers. Businesses, from towering skyscrapers to corner cafes, closed, many never to open again. The economic impact was immediate and severe. Millions found themselves jobless, grappling with uncertainty and the stress of how to pay next month's bills. Meanwhile, those who could transition to remote work faced their own set of challenges, from isolation to balancing home life with professional demands in the same space. Public gatherings, a source of human connection and joy, became health risks, transforming weddings, funerals, and birthdays into virtual events. Through it all, the pulse of daily life slowed dramatically. The world seemed to hold its breath, waiting for relief that seemed far off. With the world in crisis, humanity's greatest minds turned to science for answers. As the pandemic gripped the globe, the urgency to find a solution intensified. Laboratories worldwide buzzed with activity, each racing against time to develop a vaccine that could turn the tide against the virus. Among the frontrunners were Pfizer-BioNTech, Moderna, and AstraZeneca, each taking innovative approaches to vaccine technology. Pfizer-BioNTech and Moderna harnessed the power of mRNA, a method that teaches our cells how to make a protein that triggers an immune response. This was groundbreaking, as no mRNA vaccines had been approved for human use before. AstraZeneca, on the other hand, used a viral vector approach, which involved a different method of delivering important genetic material to cells to spark an immune response. Despite the challenges of rapid development and initial doubts about efficacy, these vaccines proved highly effective in trials. The global distribution began. Facing hurdles like logistics and vaccine hesitancy, but making significant headway nonetheless. Hope was on the horizon, as vaccines began rolling out by the end of 2020. As vaccines became more available, the world cautiously began to open its doors once again. With the dawn of this availability, cities and communities slowly emerged from the shadows of lockdowns. Streets that were once eerily quiet buzzed anew with the sounds of cautious optimism. Yet, this reawakening was not without its layers of change. Masks became as commonplace as carrying keys or wallets. Social distancing signs dotted floors in coffee shops, bookstores, and supermarkets, reminding us of the invisible line we dared not cross. In this new normal, adaptations were everywhere. Airports, once bustling hubs of global connection, introduced health screenings and contactless technologies. Schools embraced hybrid models of learning, combining in-person classes with digital platforms, ensuring education continued irrespective of physical boundaries. Public health policies evolved rapidly, emphasizing the importance of hand hygiene and respiratory etiquette. Through these shifts, a collective resilience was forged. We learned to live with the virus, incorporating new routines and precautions into our daily lives. Now, as we reflect on those tumultuous times, what have we learned? The COVID-19 pandemic left an indelible mark on our global health systems, economies, and societies, ushering in a wave of unprecedented challenges. Health systems worldwide were stretched to their limits, revealing both vulnerabilities and remarkable strengths. In the face of adversity, economies faltered, but eventually found new pathways to resilience. The business landscape was transformed, accelerating digitalization and remote working, reshaping how communities interact and operate. Societies adapted, embracing new norms and fostering a renewed sense of community spirit and solidarity. The ongoing efforts to vaccinate the world underscore the importance of global cooperation. The drive towards achieving widespread immunity highlighted the critical role of international partnerships and scientific collaboration. Lessons in pandemic preparedness have now become a blueprint for future crises, emphasizing the need for robust healthcare infrastructures and rapid response mechanisms. The COVID-19 pandemic reshaped our world, but it also showcased the resilience and unity of humanity. To my grandchildren, and to all future generations, this story of resilience and hope is our legacy to you. Once upon a time, the world faced a pandemic known as COVID-19. It changed everything overnight, halting daily life as we knew it, and the globe stood still. Countries closed their borders, streets emptied, and homes turned into fortresses of solitude. But in this standstill, humanity's undying spirit shone brightly. Scientists, healthcare workers, and everyday people came together in an unprecedented race for a solution. Vaccines were developed at record speed, showcasing the pinnacle of human ingenuity and collaboration. As we adapted to a new normal, we learned valuable lessons. We embraced flexibility in work and education, fostered community despite physical distance, and prioritized health and well-being above all. Moving forward, these reflections guide us to a brighter future. Remember, through unity and science, we can face any challenge that comes our way. As we share these stories, we help ensure the world is better prepared for tomorrow. The journey through the COVID-19 pandemic has been unique for everyone, with each story holding its own lessons and reflections. Now it's your turn. Think about your own experiences during these unprecedented times. What did you learn? How did you adapt and grow? And most importantly, how can your story help educate others? Take a moment to reflect and then take action. Share this video. Pass on the knowledge and insights it offers. It's through our collective memory that we can prevent history from repeating its less fortunate events. And while you're here, why not stay connected? Subscribe to the SJ10 channel. It's a place where learning doesn't pause, where every story counts. Subscribe today and become part of a community that values growth and understanding. Don't forget to subscribe to SJ10 channel, and together, let's keep learning and growing. Subscribe today and stay connected.